But yeah,
Well,
I digress.
we don't have to worry about that because this new culture war is gas stoves, my friend. Yes.
Which ironic because Florida, majority electric stoves. Florida does not have the same kind of gas infrastructure that California has. The 68% of the country uses electric stoves, and the overwhelming majority of Florida already use electric stoves. They do not use gas stoves. He's just straight up doing this specifically because it's a culture war talking point. It's so stupid.
It's so insane how they construct these things. Like they've created this fiction. I guess there was some research that showed that having gas stoves in your house can make the air really unhealthy.
Yeah,
And-
especially for kids.
And
in
I don't know
particular.
why. Like, why are they just figuring that out? Like, you have an open flame in your house. You're burning gas in your house. Why?
From what I was reading, it's long been suspected, but it was just there was a large study that was just came out recently, and it was specifically about it being behind a lot of childhood asthma.
That is very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of gases like not captured adequately.
Right.
Well, so anyway, they've created this fiction that now liberals are coming for their stoves, and as silly as that sounds, that really is what they're saying.
And then we just added, because I think it needs to be done, no tax permanently on gas stoves. They want your gas stove, and we're not going to let that happen. And we're not even a state. The way Florida was built, a lot of this wasn't even connected to gas lines. You got
They
a lot
want
of
your
He's even
gas
acknowledging
stove.
it. He's acknowledging it. He's acknowledging it.
Yo, I just looked it up. It's even crazier than you said, Hasan.
No, 68% of the entire country, overwhelming majority of Florida, though.
92%
Yeah.
electric stoves.
Wait,
in
it's just
Florida.
It's just in California where we have gas.
California and other like older, I guess like older cities that had gas lights, that had a pre-built infrastructure for gas, basically kept using gas stoves. And most other more recent developments, more recent like city developments, you just use electric. That's okay. So
But the AC.
shouts out to I think it's Climate Town, right? They did a really, really good video on this. I highly recommend you guys check them out. Climate Town talked about this disparity long time ago, as a matter of fact, before this culture war even heated up. Gas stoves are the entry point into using natural gas as a heating substitute. So like when asked when you ask random people like if their home is powered by gas or electric, they have no idea. But the only place where they do have a preference or the only place where they do actually think about this is gas stoves versus electric stoves. Now, part of that is because electric stoves early on were not as powerful as gas stoves. It, I think, takes like 4 extra minutes to boil water on an electric stove in comparison to a gas stove, which is why the oil and gas industry dumped a lot of money into marketing for many, many years. The idea that the colloquialism cooking with gas, which is something that I use all the time, I'm sure you've used it before, that was literally a marketing technique by the oil and gas industry. How fucking crazy is that? That it's been it's played such a fundamental role. Like that marketing technique has made its way into our language without us even recognizing it, and it plays a small but still significant role in like people thinking that gas stoves are better than electric, and that's the only thing that that consumers have a preference on. But of course, the oil and gas industry specifically want to maintain their profit margins, and they don't want to change the infrastructure, because if the infrastructure is changed to focus on electricity, then all of a sudden they're gonna lose a lot of revenue.
I thought the gas was fine. I didn't think it was a big deal, like the natural gas issue. I thought it.
For a very long time, it was actually a cleaner alternative.
It burns pretty clean. We have a ton of it here in California. It's not that expensive because there's so much of it. So I thought that it was actually like a relatively good thing we had going. But am I wrong? Should I be going electric on my stoves?
Induction stoves are better than electric. From what I understand, they're actually literally better than gas as well.
Well, what's better mean?
Better as in like faster.
Heat up faster. And
the only difference is like you
evenly
just need like a specific induction wok, for example. Like you can't use the same kinds of.
Yeah.
Okay,
kitchenware.
interesting. Well, I am coming for their stoves. You hear me? But it's because 93% of the people in Florida are not even using gas. It's such a stupid ass fucking virtue signal.
I'm looking at this. Yeah, I'm looking at this study, and I think it actually is the highest of any state.
Yeah,
I love
It's
that.
literally the highest.
It's so easy for them to come out and be like, listen, I'm making the great sacrifice. We're not taxing the 5 gas stoves we've sold in the state.
Yeah.
wow.
No, it's just culture war shit, which is ironic though, because like a lot of places where conservatives live actually are like Florida, where the majority of places use electric, which is why it's like this doesn't even impact them.
Well,
they're just advocating for like liberals to continue using gas, I guess.
We're redoing our kitchen at my house, and I was adamant about getting gas stoves. They've tried to get me on electric, but
You're
I went
fucking
gas.
duped, dog.
They got you,
fucking
dude.
got you.
I like cooking with gas, baby.
But see, that's the point. Like, if
You know what was my concern?
What?
I was like, I'm gonna get these electric burners, and in 5 to 10 years, these things are gonna be fucking like broken as shit. Because with like tech and all that shit.
Well, I mean,
you're
your gas stove can break too, and especially when your
I feel
gas
like the
stove.
gas stove lasts forever.
No, they definitely break. I have a gas stove in my house.
I guess you're right. Their burner gets
and it's
all
a
fucked
fucking
up.
it's a melee one too, and it's still fucking broken. It breaks all the goddamn time. Everything breaks. It's just everything is made to break. But there is no. I don't think like gas stoves are particularly better.
Nicole
And especially
says-
less dangerous because if gas stoves break, you can fucking burn your house down. If electric stove breaks, I don't think you have. the
Yeah.
same kind of
That's
problem.
always been what's so interesting to me about in California in particular having so much gas infrastructure and everything is that we get fucking earthquakes here. And when that happens, that's what starts like giant fires all over the place. I remember my family had to have like an emergency turnoff in the 94 Northridge earthquake because it broke the gas line.
Doesn't everybody have an emergency turnoff, or is that a revelation after the Northridge earthquake?
I was so young that I don't know.
Like, I
just
know
remember that being like a really scary thing that our family went through after that earthquake.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I know that like our house has an earthquake detector,
Like an
where it
automatic
automatically will
turn-off?
close it.
Ours did not.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's a new thing because
Yeah,
since
maybe.
then I think. But yeah, I don't know. This Nicole says that conduction is expensive and requires special cookware. But should I switch? Should I go?
I don't. I mean, the IRA actually has a financial incentive built into it. I'm pretty sure you can get subsidized.
Really?
Yeah,
On the
for
electric?
making a switch to an electric stove.
I think I already bought it. I think I might be fucked on that one.
And aren't they mandating new buildings now in California? Like
I'm
the
not
phase
sure.
out?
On,
electric?
I wouldn't be surprised.
At
but
least
I'm not-
for I think it's like because I know there was like a controversy over it because a lot of restaurants, cooks have their preferences and they're much more serious and dedicated to one side or the other. and
even
they
a
were
lot
upset
of no,
about it.
but even a lot of fucking cooks have been paid for by
Really?
the oil- yes.
Oh my
so
God.
there was a marketing
been-
campaign on Instagram from like Instagram chefs. They specifically looked at like different demographics on who was more likely to be duped by this, I guess, and they found out that like young Latinos, like up and coming Latinos, were it was way more effective. So they went after like Latino chefs on Instagram. So Climate Town details this perfectly. Like I said, highly recommend the channel. Highly recommend that video. They're brilliant. But they had like young Latino chefs that were like, I prefer cooking with gas over electric because it's much better. Like it's more authentic.
Don't more chefs prefer gas though? That's real.
There are a lot of chefs who still prefer gas. I think they like it old school. First of all, no one is a fucking real chef when we talk about this, so they don't need the intricacies. But
Chefs
there
in
are
chat.
a lot of chefs who now also prefer induction. So
Right.
so yeah,
Well, like
that's
you
I
said,
am
it's
changing
like-
late, I'm late on this
electric
discourse.
electric stoves did used to suck. Like
Maybe-
they were inferior, but
yeah.
I think they've improved
yeah, no,
a lot.
that's
Okay,
what.
okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I guess I'm late to this convo. So here she is. I am a chef. I prefer gas for controllability. Induction is good, but gets too hot too fast sometimes. But pull pan off induction stove, and the stove will be cold. Electric stays hot for too long. Gas forever, bro. You do not lay your fucking fingers on my gas stove.
I mean, I'm a dirty little gas stove user. You know what I mean? But I am also a normal human being who has no preference or one over the other, and I don't think it will like genuinely impact my life. Also, as a homeowner, we're in a different situation than everyone else. Most people don't make these decisions. Their landlord makes these decisions.
Right, yeah.
It's
I had
not
a
going
gas
to change your
stove in
fucking life.
my
You know what I mean?
I see lots of people riding for induction.
Yeah.
I've heard
like
it's
that.
really cool too.
I like that when you take the pan off, it's cold. And I mean, with someone with kids, that's like,
Right.
you know,
That's
the
true.
stove is a scary thing. So that's pretty cool, actually. But
the
purchase has been made.
The only thing that the gas stove has over electric, which is why you will never pry it from my cold dead hands, is that
you can light your
fucking-
cigarettes on it, boy.
Well, no, you toss a tortilla on that bad boy. All of a
Oh,
sudden,
yeah.
ooh, that's just crispy and like
Crispy
second.
fried
You ain't
tortilla.
wrong. You ain't wrong.
I mean, but that's that. I do use it for that. I do.
Doomsday preppers prefer gas. That's just given.
Yeah.
How you got the apocalypse? How you gonna use induction then?
Yeah,
son?
they also prefer like Iraqi dinar and shit. So I don't think they're making a lot of. I don't think they're making a lot of sense.
They probably prefer propane, right?
What's propane?
Well, I guess,
Gasoline,
yeah.
my brother.
Yep.
Yeehaw. Get some glizzies on the open flame.
Man, good one, man. They got another one, man.
Tell you what, man. That dang gas and I'm freaking it out of the grill.
Hold them Coleman's
Man,
air on
couldn't
off
come
to
in
the side,
my
man.
grill and
Like,
tell them
here's
gas,
my good
man.
side.
Yeah, but back to the stinky here. Let's finish this.
But it's just the principle of, this is ridiculous that they do want to go after it. They got blowback, so they kind of had to back off. They want to go
What are
after
you
the gas
talking about,
stoves, and so we're
dumbass?
saying, we want you to be able to buy those free of
To
charge.
the 5 people, we want you to be. He's such a fucking dumbass.
It's so transparent that they
Yeah.
are like that. He's just trying to create a problem where no such problem exists, specifically for like the culture war narrative. But it's funny. It's funny that they're talking about this. Okay, it's funny that they're talking about this instead of like talking about Joe Brandon's documents, right? Like, which to me immediately points to the reality, the grim reality that the Joe Biden document drama did not work at all.
Didn't
it didn't
juice him
hit.
enough.
CNN's been talking about that shit way more than Fox News.
I think all the sales got sucked out of the document controversy because it was like you're finding out now that basically every president is just incompetent and has top secret documents laying around.
But also, like, they're working with the authorities. Like, that was the main difference between Trump and,
Well, I
and
thought that
everyone else.
nuance would be lost on Fox News viewers, but apparently they don't care.
Yeah, they just don't give a shit about document mishandling.
So this is all based on this New York Times headline. Gas stoves are tied to health concerns. Here's how to lower your risk. This is the existential threat that Ron DeSantis is worried about. A study published last year found that families who use gas stoves in homes with poor ventilation or without range hoods can blow past the national standard for safe hourly outdoor exposure to nitrogen oxides within just a few minutes. So,
it makes our child... It has a likelihood
it.
to increase childhood asthma, the likelihood of childhood asthma occurring.
It is our
guess
God-given
what?
right to expose our children to toxic fumes. God damn it.
Guess what?
What's that?
We're making our children's lungs stronger. Do
That's
you
right.
understand?
Oh, herd
I
immunity.
believe we need to go back to asbestos as well, and also lead chips in the paint of our children's toys.
I tell you
That made our
what, boy.
children more dangerous.
I tell you what, boy. That's why I told my wife to drink when she's pregnant, because that's our child, and we do what we want here. I says we gonna drink, and we gonna use gas, and with the hood off, boy, because this is America.
It's like circumcision. You know what I mean? Your pappy had it, so you need to have it too. Do you understand me? It's just like that. I have fetal alcohol syndrome, and so should my child. So we continue the goddamn ritual.
My baby looked like a goddamn hammerhead shark.
Okay.
The fetal alcohol syndrome is a trademark of our family genetics.
How else are we going to continue, breeding conservative generations? Okay, without them getting poisoned.
That's right.